morning and welcome to A&E TV. Today we're joined for morning coffee by Franka Soeria and Ozlem Sahin, the founders of Modest Fashion Week. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Nice to be here.
Yeah.
And to kick things off, Franka, can you talk us through your morning routine?
My morning routine, so I'm basically a mother, so I have 4-year-old kid. So when I wake up first, of course, I'm praying, and then after that, I reply all my emails and everything while waiting for my boy to wake up. My boy wake up, then I take care of him, and then have a little bit breakfast, and then came back to work. So basically, yeah, we are juggling between the things.
And Ozlem, what about you?
Actually, when I wake up, like I like to writing some stuff. Like it's not about the business or it's not about what I just the things like came in my mind. Then for sure, like checking the mails and then like having breakfast and then going to office. But generally, the routine is different because like, let's say each year for 5 months, like we need to go out of the country. So when you go another country, so the routine is changing. Yeah,
Exactly.
Okay, and we know that you guys have founded Modest Fashion Week, and it's all around the world now, and we have the Dubai Modest Fashion Week coming up soon.
Yeah.
So can you tell me what you want to achieve with the platform?
Achieve Modest Fashion Week. So me come from Indonesia, Ozlem from Turkey. So when we met, we understand that modest fashion is not connected to each other. They don't know each other. So we say, okay, we need a global platform where everybody can network and connect and maybe expand to each other. And then we make the event. But then after the event, okay, we got the news coverage, we got the buzz, but then it's no longer about that. So we started to think, okay, so when we start about this modest fashion, when we make the event, actually we kind of fixing the industry by itself because it's not ready, it's still niche. So there's so many things, supporting elements that we need to create. And then we say, okay, then our role should be more than the event. So we started to make the concept of modest fashion, we started to make global buyer network, we started to say, okay, buyer is always a problem, okay, let's be the buyer. So we make modest catwalk. So we always create solutions.
with Modest Fashion Week, we want to give the modest fashion industry the most prestigious platform where all the stakeholders can connect globally. When we're talking about the stakeholders, the designers, brands, media, buyers, influencers, investors, to connect them properly, and then take the journey all around the world. So we already did Istanbul, London, Dubai, Jakarta, but there are many countries waiting. Take the journey all around the world, I guess.
And how do you think that Modest Fashion Week is particularly popular and important in this region?
In Dubai. Dubai, actually, when we choose a country, we really make a research. I was a journalist as well, myself. So we see, okay, this is going to be a traveling event. So when we talk about GCC and Middle East, and then we say, okay, which country, which is international, diverse, tolerance, and everything. And also they have identity of modest fashion, which is we know in Dubai, abaya and everything is nice. So we see Dubai as a perfect place because we want modest fashion. The way we speak about modest fashion is actually lifestyle. It's not related with religion. So it has to be a city where it's tolerance, diverse, and then very open. So we think Dubai is the perfect one. And then we know a lot of designers over here. They are doing amazing things, and then they're coming from different backgrounds. So Dubai for us is very important as the hub. So when we talk about the hub of modest fashion in GCC in Middle East, it's Dubai.
When we compare the mainstream and modest fashion industry, the fashion capital is different. When we're talking modest fashion, Dubai should be there. It's a huge market, and then not just because of the market, there's like really amazing designers and styles already there. And in international perspective, like everyone wants to do something to collaborate with Dubai and Dubai fashion industry.
And how do you think the modest fashion movement is bridging cultures and bringing people together?
Well, when we use the word modest fashion, at that time it wasn't that popular in 2016, so people used it Islamic fashion, hijab fashion, Muslim fashion, and we say, okay, there's something wrong. There should be, women also have the rights to wear covered, but it's not necessarily has to be Muslim, and it's not necessarily have to be covered. Hijabi. So we say, okay, let's with the concept, modest fashion is very natural lifestyle that you can choose. So, and then it can be from different backgrounds. So with our approach is successful, we can see like a Japanese designer which is not Muslim, but they like modest fashion, they promote modest fashion, they join Dubai Modest, and Korea also, and then from different countries, we have Estonia and everything, and then we say, okay, they have this representation, from the cultural, this is their style, and then when they translate it to modest fashion, it's something interesting. Yeah. So in Dubai Modest Fashion Week, you're going to see a lot of diverse style of modest fashion. It's not only from one perspective, so that's why you need to come. Why? In one slot, you're going to see it's like Olympic of style. It's going to be different how the Asian translate modest fashion, how it's Turkish, how it's the West, and then it's going to be a beautiful discussion, and then it's going to also inspire each other. So it's very nice in terms of bridging the cultures.
Okay.
And actually with Modest Fashion Weeks, like we are creating the trends, global trends, because like the trends in each region is very different. For example, GCC style is a little bit, let's say, abaya, but when you go to Asia, there's like many prints on it. When you go to Europe, you will see a little bit minimalist styles or sports styles. When they come together in the event, like 30 countries joining with the visitors, there is an interaction between them. They're checking the other designers, other styles. Oh, that's nice. Maybe we can adapt it in our style. Maybe our culture can accept that one. So that's how it works actually. It is also the pioneer for the and let's say the trendsetter actually. Modest Fashion Week itself becoming a trendsetter for the industry.
Great. And what do you think's been your biggest achievement to date?
Biggest achievement actually when we hear, for example, a designer which is struggling in their country. So they were saying when we started in 2016, she came to us and said, we have been trying to promote modest fashion, but it's very hard and everything. And then we want to join your event, but we don't have budget. And then we say, no problem, you come, join the photo exhibition, it's free for you, put your name on it and everything. And then we do that. What happened? She got discovered by a big news agency, and then when she come home, she become famous. This kind of thing is success story for us, biggest achievement, and we've done a lot, not only for the designers, also the influencers. We create a lot of global influencers. So the one which is famous in their country only or in their city, and then they come to our event, we tell them, okay, this is your stage. We just a stage maker, we just the brain. You use the stage, use your voice, and then what happened? She got new followers, and then she joined again another one, and she become global name. Actually, this is what we want. Like it become the global platform. That's why we say Modest Fashion Week is not belong to us. Actually, it's really belong to the industry. I think because of that, we got a very huge community following us around the world, because they know when I come to Modest Fashion Week, we're gonna get a lot. Even as a visitors, you're gonna get a lot of connections and everything. Yeah. So this is our thing actually.
The biggest achievement, I guess, like having that huge trust from the industry, like from designers, influencers, media, buyers, everyone. So it's really interesting. We are moving the event, and people are coming with us. So that's the key point, because like the vision from our side that always create sustainable solution for the industry, sustainable and global solution. So I'm happy that we give that message to our, let's say, all huge partners. Then there's a trust because of it.
Okay. And what would you say is the biggest challenge that you face?
The biggest challenge of Modest Fashion Week, I think every city has its own challenge. So when you come, you are not like just, okay, making an event. Like they have the local approach, and then maybe the local, so many things that we need to customize. And then what else? To make the designers happy, also a challenge. Right now, it's no longer about the show or the viral thing. It's also about creating solutions. For example, now all designers, of course, they want to expand, they want to meet the buyers. So what we do, we knock in the doors of all buyers. We tell them, hello, there's beautiful designers waiting for you guys, and maybe you can do collaboration and everything. You can just visit and see them, And then in the end, we say again, okay, it doesn't work like that, because when you try to connect one part to one part, sometimes the way they speak and communicate is very different, so we need to assist So that's why we create the marketplace, modestcatwalk.com, and then we're going to make a boulevard. Modest Boulevard is going to be soon, inshallah, where it's going to be the melting point of everything. And then also we have this global buyer network where we work with the boutique, department store to have corners. In Jakarta we started, it has 8, and then in UAE we are starting as well. So why we do all this thing, why we do all the hassle? Because we don't want this to be only a trend, okay? Usually a trend is coming here and then it's going down. We say because if it's a trend like that, it's not fair to the one who's already done like 20 years ago. Like they do this because it's happening. It's not like because of a trend, you know? So this is what we are doing.
I can say that the modest fashion industry now it's a huge market. Like everyone wanna get a piece of it. That's the biggest challenge. But there are like many talented designers, brands, let's say, and they're really in the industry for a long time. But the challenge, how we can create a platform with minimum risk for them, and to how we can get the maximum benefit. Not for the event part, like Franka mentioned, Modest Catwalk. Modest Catwalk is a marketplace just dedicated Modest Fashion Week designers and brands. So basically, you will see in that platform from the designers from GCC, Europe, Asia, Africa, and then you can shop directly. That's the biggest value actually. Now we're also getting together like in offline part also, like we are thinking to create like huge hubs like in GCC and also other region. So yeah, I mean, to think always how we can move forward as the challenge is up. The other thing I can say, since it is traveling event, like when you go a country, everything starts from the beginning. Everything. Yeah, and then the people who are working, like the way of your approach is also totally different sometimes. Like, yeah, but in for Dubai, I can say like it's amazing because like you can see like every people from very different nationality. Yeah.
All right, great. And you've already touched on this a little bit, and I'm sure there's a lot. But what do you still want to achieve?
To be honest, some people was asking why you create a lot of projects and everything. Like, you're so busy, especially I'm a mother as well. So sometimes there are times where we think, okay, why we are doing this? And again, we say, okay, we started something and we have to finish it with a beautiful work. So now we say, okay, this event, okay, it's happening, it's good, and then there's so many elements that we need to fix. And I say, if we don't do it, and nobody gonna do it. So we said, let us do the dirty work. Let us sleep 3 a.m. Let us knock all the doors. Let us do everything, and then at least when we stop doing it, we're gonna leave seeing the past project as a beautiful thing. We say we live this. And we hope it's going to be a good legacy, and you can continue, So because we are self-funded women entrepreneur, like when people meet us and then they say, I thought you were a big company behind all this, 2 women, self-funded. And then we are very crazy hard worker, and then what we want is just like whatever we do, we hope is going to be beneficial for the designers and brands, for everybody, all the stakeholders. So maybe we won't do this forever, we don't know, because we have been a crazy life, we are living a crazy life. Every our life is 6-month period. 6 months we are here, and then we need to think another 6 months.
Actually, there is still a lot to do, because like we're listening always the stakeholders, and then we're always thinking to create solutions. So Modest Fashion Weeks are going in a right way, in a true way. Now the aim is make it in each event, make it better. So that's the vision for sure, and take it like really globally and other countries as well. However, we really want to do Dubai Modest Fashion Week annually. And then like we have other projects already started, like Modest Catwalk, Modest Boulevard. So make it like in a right way and make it in a global way.
Okay, and Franka, can you tell me who's the person that inspires you the most?
inspire me the most, to be honest, it's my own family. Like, I have my grandma, grandpa, which has a very big name, and then my father is trying hard to keep up with the name, but it doesn't work, you know. And then I was feeling, okay, as a daughter, I keep on seeing him, and then I say, there is that I need to pay. I mean, for my dad, at least he can say, okay, I cannot do it, but my daughter can do it. So because of that I get inspired. Like, my dad try a lot and he fail a lot, and then I see he always wake up. He's like a cat who has 9 lives. So that's why me myself, I have been in music, in movie industry, in journalism, in whatever job you can imagine. I started since 4 years old. So it's a crazy life. It's not normal, you know. But yeah, so my dad is inspiring me, because in the past he's like a Michael Jackson dad, where I was a screenplay writer. So when I was 4th grade, he said, Franka, make 1 episode for 1 day. You're not going anywhere, okay? You just eat in your room, whatever. And then I do. So I know how to start from 0 and then finish it. Every day I do it, and then I sell it to the TV. So I make my money. So I told my dad at that time, maybe I hate him, but I say, thank you, Dad, you know, for your hard lesson. I become like this, you know. So he's my inspiration, actually.
Okay. And Ozlem, what about you?
Wow, my inspiration actually, I think I would say Leonardo Da Vinci. Why? Because like he's like really holistic, and like he's a doctor, he's an like artist, and he's an architect. Like he's doing, like he did everything, and it shows me like, you know, everything is possible actually. You just, you know, so change the way of thinking. So one of the inspiration, like not just for the, you know, the business or the leadership side, like how you need to live life. So like that actually. So I can say Leonardo da Vinci, and then Atatürk. It's because of the leadership, really. Yeah.
Franka, is there a personal motto that you live by?
Personal motto is, I think, do everything with a heart. You know, some people told me when I start the business, and they say, Franka, you are too hearty, you know. You should be a business woman, which, you know, more iron. But I say, I do it with my way, and then what happens is, when you do it with your heart, you know, and you do personal touch, you do it with a very genuine thing, people also can feel it, you know. So sometimes, like, why they want to stay with me, why they contact me, why I get clients, sometimes it's not because I'm the best, because they know I'm listening, you know. I speak with the heart, you know, and then they see me, and people were saying it's very different working with you and with the other one. So that's my thing.
Okay. And Ozlem, what about you?
Actually, it is a motto from my, let's say, professor. He always says that the world is as you dream it, actually. Because like without dreaming, it is nothing. To achieve first, you have to dream. So I mean, all that things like what we're doing, and for sure to follow your dreams first of all. Like you need to dream. So I think the dream is a keyword for me all in my life.
And is there a professional motto that you follow in the business?
Professional motto, I guess, is ethical. That's number 1. Sometimes people come to us and maybe offer money, but we say money is not everything. If you are not doing it ethical, I'm not going to do it, you know. And then what else? Just do more than you get. Like we say, there is a ball, somebody give me a ball, I will make sure that I will give more than the ball. You know, that's why, like, for me, we are more like, I mean, like, client oriented.
For business side, like, I can say, actually it is like connected with the personal motto, like, be unique, be pioneer, and I do really believe the teamwork, so it's one of our motto, actually, we are better together. And then if there is a way, like if there is a challenging way, let's say easy and challenging way, always go with the challenging way.
And Franka, if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Yeah, the question is pretty deep. Like when I think again myself, when I was young, I was very skinny. I wear glasses. I am brown skin and I have curly hair, so people see me as ugly duck, you know, and then I get so many bullies, so many underestimate. But at the time, I'm a thinker, you know, I'm a brainer, so I always make concept. I have my book, I have my laptop. What I can say is like to myself is like, okay, don't worry about what people think about you. I mean, you are doing good thing, you know, and then this thing is a phase for you to be a stronger woman, because those things teach me on how to be alone. And to be leader, sometimes you need to be alone. You don't need to listen. You don't have this peer pressure and everything. It is, I mean, it is painful. Now, when I see my past, I mean, I get bullied all the time, even on the high school. So my people from the past, sometimes they see me and they get embarrassed. They say, Franka, I don't believe you are like this now. I say I get trained to be alone. I get trained to be alone with my laptop, doing a concept, making something, you know, and enjoy. And then, yeah, but you know, it's always, there's nothing like I want to do revenge or whatever. It's just like, you know, it's just like happy, hug them and everything, you know. That's why, just like whatever for the teenagers, just don't care what the people say. Just believe in yourself. Sometimes it's okay to be misfit, because maybe the God like prepare you to be something, and to be something you need to be stand out. It means you don't need to care about the surrounding, what people say about you, and then just go ahead.
Okay, and Ozlem, what about you?
I think like I would say that because like it's something cultural, but in Turkey, like you're starting your life like really late, because the let's say your family is really taking care of it, you know, till you're graduated from the university. I wish that I could start my like let's say earning money earlier than that. So because like it's really important, because like I studied engineering. I'm an industrial engineer, but like why I was an engineer, why I choose that way, like I mean it's because I didn't have a chance to decide like properly, because like so for sure like there's like many benefits, like when you're thinking, it really helps the way of your thinking, like let's say a little bit math or engineering thing. But let's say I could go a really different way, a really corporate life, but then it's really hard to move it after some age, right? So I think when you're younger, like let's say especially the high school is really critical. I mean, it's the if you give the right decision, if you know what you want, what you dream about in your life, so just try to find it and go ahead. I wish like I could find it a little bit early, but let's say again, I think I choose the challenging way, but in the end, like I found it after the college.
And what would you tell yourself 10 years from now, Franka?
Well, to be honest, I will live my minimalist life. I'm very easy to be happy actually. Like even though I have a lot of money or something, I will choose to be very simple. You know, having less stuff and everything, living good with my family, of course. And maybe I'm kind of want to mentor the young ones, at least, like, because again, because of my story, I want to tell the young ones, okay, don't worry. You know, you do this, you know, and then this is what I want, very simple. Like, I don't want to be, you know, a millionaire or whatever, like, you know, it's just more spiritual side. Yeah. Because we have passed that stage. Maybe it's more like for the more, you know, silent part, you know, like peaceful, like, you know, retrospect myself and everything, yeah.
Okay, and Ozlem, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like between the 20 years old and 30 years old, like, I mean, it was like really just focusing of the, let's say, the business. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is not the business, let's say, following your dreams, but I mean, I just want to, I don't know, give that message that you should find your dream and follow it. So, I mean, if they find some inspiration in that, you know, what I'm doing, so it is like amazing. And then I think like what's missing, like the harmony a little bit, because like now, like after some age, like, you know, with the family and then with the other things, like you just, you know, life is short, and find the harmony what you're doing in your life.
Okay. Now, this is going to be a big one for both of you, I'm sure. How would you describe your personal style?
Personal style? Well, for me, now I find it already like I prefer for the comfort clothes, and then for the shoes it's always sneakers all the time. Like I don't really care about brands, to be honest. Like I am pretty confident when I meet people, the big ones, and I see how simple I am, but I'm still confident. So this is my style. I think it's practical because we always move a lot, and then wear anything like easy, especially if you don't need iron, that's the best. Because we always move fast, right? Yeah, comfort. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about you, Ozlem?
For me, like I like vintage. I'm in love with vintage. So like let's say a little bit vintage brands and vintage soul brands. Like I really love to wear. And then basically like for sure, like as a woman, I like shopping as well. But I can see like let's say harmony in harmony, like so yeah, I mean I can mix and match different pieces, and so it really depends on your mood also. Like sometimes like I like to wear like really, I don't know, sporty things, but sometimes like you're wearing like really different you know, feminine touch, so I'm a little bit open and try to you know, unique things.
Okay, and what would you say no to when it comes to the business?
What I say no is to hurt people, to do things unethically, and what else? To do things not maximum, you know? So that is what we say no. Like the other things, still negotiable.
Yeah, I mean, if it is exactly about like the ethic part, like why we're like in that position, I think that we have like the same vision. So if there is like non-ethical, not true way, like no, we are not in it.
Okay. And Franka, are you reading a book at the moment? How do you have time? I don't know, but if you are.
I do read a book, but I'm a writer myself. I told you, did I mention about it? I'm a writer myself, but I think the book that people needs to read is, there is a book, the title is not too polite actually, The Art of Not Giving, you know, this one. Why I say like that is very important. I see so many people, sometimes they don't move to another level because they listen so much with other people think about them, you know, like okay, my shoes has to be like this, my bag has to be like this. Sometimes they spend more, you know, just to impress people. I just say, to be honest, from our journey now, I can have friends, the VVIPs and everything, just be myself. You know, so that book I think is pretty nice. If you're still maybe feeling insecure and everything, maybe try to read that one. It's gonna help as well.
And Ozlem, what about you?
Actually, I'm always like reading in one time more than one book. I just finished Shibumi actually. Then and always like The School for God. It's an important book. I always like keep it in my bed, so I always check it. And yeah, I'm also trying to write something. I mean, for me the books are, the amazing, the point to have a little bit rest. If I want to rest, I'm reading actually.
Okay, and for our final question, can you tell me how you'd like the world to remember you?
Oh, how do I want the world to remember me? I want the world to remember me as somebody who creates something for the good of many people, and try to influence the world to do more good things. Maybe on this time is fashion, like we try to influence the world that yes, you can do good also through fashion. By how? By being inclusive, like include the people of determination or disabled or the refugee, and like to open the door more of fashion to everybody, because people do wear fashion. Everybody has the right to enjoy fashion. It shouldn't be that exclusive. So yeah, for me, for people when they think about Franka, Franka is somebody who wants to do good things through whatever she do.
Okay, perfect. Ozlem, Franka, thank you so much for joining us. It's been our pleasure.